Yo, guys, Old Man G here, back again for another post-match reaction. I think I'm going to go back to these 10 o'clock shows, actually. I tried doing a bit just straight after the game, but I think these sort of lovely 10 o'clock shows consistently are probably what I prefer and hope for the community prefers as well. So let me know in the chat when you like to go live. But anyway, it's Manchester United 2, Luton 1 in our post-match reaction. Remember, if you're new to the channel, to like, share, and subscribe. Obviously, to Red Devil Studio. Follow us on Twitter at WeUnitedX and smash the notification button for latest Manchester United news and more. So, Manchester United 2, Luton 1. And what was ultimately, I think, a satisfactory performance to Manchester United. I know there are a lot of people who probably think that United should have seen off Luton, that they should have done better against Luton. And to those people, I simply say, if you recall, Liverpool dropped points against Luton away. City struggled. I think it was 2-1 or 3-1 in the end against Manchester City, and Luton were ahead going into the second half. Arsenal struggled as well. So many teams actually struggled against Luton Town. It is a difficult place to go. I think that obviously, you know, the goal. I mean, we just got to talk about how good HOJLUND is. We generally have to talk about how good Rasmus HOJLUND has started to become as a football player. The guy has been money for what is like the last 6 games. I think he's the youngest player to actually score in 6 successive games in the Premier League. And this is someone who was written off, who people didn't really consider as some who could really do anything. And yeah, at the end of the day, he's coming clutch for Manchester United and single-handedly, potentially, you know, dragging us to top 4. Because with that win, obviously, Manchester United, I think I'll get the table out, but I think if I recall, United, I think only 3 points now behind Spurs. Spurs, who obviously, weirdly, I don't say weirdly, they dropped points against a stout Wolves side, and you're thinking, geez, man, suddenly United are in this top 4 race. Suddenly, United, and good big up Mustafa Rasmus broke a record 7 goals. Exactly, man. Exactly. Now, I'll say this. You know, my prediction for Rasmus has always been that if he gets 15 goals in 15 goals in all competitions, I think that'd be a very, very good season. So, as in a very good season for Rasmus. I think if he gets 15 goals in games, I think that'd be a very, very good season for Rasmus HOJLUND, personally. Big up AD in the chat as well, and my stuff in the chat. Yeah, so he seems hungry, he seems passionate. You can see even in the post interviews that he really cares about the team. You know, we've got a player here. We've got a player. We generally have a player in Rasmus HOJLUND who can really, you know, there's potential for number 9 future, because whatever you say, good and solid number 9s are rare to come by. And I think we've got a little bit lucky. I think if Rasmus scores more than 15 goals, for those people saying, why'd you spend £70 million? Well, you know, you guys need to point to me examples of strikers so far this season that are doing better than this guy. I mean, you know, he's better than Liverpool spent 100 million on Darwin Núñez, and I'd argue he's a better number 9 than Núñez. I mean, HOJLUND, okay, but HOJLUND plays for Manchester City. Nicholas Jackson, what other good number 9s are there in the Premier League right now? You know, let me know what other good solid number 9s are there in the Premier League right now. I can't actually think of any. Sorry, guys. I can't think of any. I generally can't. I generally can't. Oh yeah, Tony. Yeah, Tony. I mean, there is, but even now, Tony with Brentford. I mean, he's doing okay. I don't want to completely dismiss Tony. Tony is actually doing all right, but he's been out for a while, and obviously he's going to be going away in the summer. Can you really? I don't know. But yeah, I'll give you Tony, but it's just difficult to say because he literally has just come back from the suspension. He scored like a few goals, but Brentford have still been losing games, not really been picking up many points. So I don't know is the point with Tony, but you know, I take that point. And see if Solo says, or Monster says, if we beat Fulham next week, we're level. Exactly. HOJLUND is song, big up Solo. HOJLUND is hungry for goals, but he's showing great development with his hold up play. Exactly. I like that. He is. He definitely is. I think he gets 20 all comps. I'm happy with 15. If he gets 20, even more so. I'm happy because we still in the FA Cup. But we only got FA Cup and Premier League left. I think if we were still in the Champions League, then maybe. But with just those two competitions, I'm not entirely sure. But if he can get 20, that's good. That's really good. Mustafa says he's our number 9. It's a good number 9 since Van Persie, Rooney. I mean, to be fair, Ronaldo was actually okay. Well, I mean, we had Ronaldo, Ibrahimovic, even Lukaku. They were okay number 9s, So, but from what HOJLUND's doing, I think you got to give credit to HOJLUND, man. He's got 13. Yeah, that's true. 7 left for 20, but I think we've still got. But you got to put that into context because we're in the FA Cup. Fair enough, he might score them there, but we haven't played Arsenal yet. We've not played City yet. We've not played Liverpool yet, and those are going to be different games. And there's only, I think, about 13, 14 games left. Cavani, you're right as well. So he'd have to score a goal every other game, which again, like I said, he may not. I definitely think so. He's got 30 comps. He's definitely getting 15. Definitely, if he can get another 5 and 20. Money, because you can only go from strength to strength. I definitely agree with that. Yeah, if he scores against Liverpool, I mean, at home at Old Trafford, you don't know. But I'll be honest, I'm potentially writing off those games. But obviously, looking at the stats in the game, I don't think this tells the whole story. Yes, Luton had 22 shots and we had 21. They had 4, we had 9 on target. But the reality is that United had so many clear. I saw a lot of United fans not particularly happy with the performance, but if we're perfectly honest, if the front 3 were a bit more clinical, Garnacho, Bruno, etc., a bit more clinical, the game is gone. I think United had far more clinical opportunities to put the game to bed and didn't. And I think that's always been, and that's currently been United's. Exactly, we had a lot of 1v1s. I just think that this wasn't so much a game of United got lucky. Like, I'm seeing a lot of United got lucky. I'm seeing a lot of Manchester United got lucky, and I generally don't understand how anyone can say that Manchester United got lucky in this game. Yes, okay, at the end, that Barkley chance and 1 or 2 others, but generally speaking, United deserve to win this game. We deserve to win the game. We got the dub, and I'm happy with the result. And more importantly, as the title says, I'm increasingly happier with Rasmus HOJLUND's development. We've got to bear in mind, we're relying on kids, Mainus, the Garnachos, HOJLUNDs. We're actually relying on kids to help us through the season. And just with a bit of experience, I can only imagine what would happen if what would have happened if Martinez could stay fit. I mean, disappointing that Luke Shaw is unfit again. I mean, we can't play Lindelof. We can't hope to do anything by playing Lindelof as a makeshift. Right, that can't happen. We can't. But my goodness, we need a new left back. Wan-Bissaka, obviously, it is what it is. Wan-Bissaka, I think he's going to come back soon. But I've sort of said to people, I generally don't understand why we let Sergio Reguilón go back. I don't. The argument was, because we're not going to be in a lot of competitions, we don't need him. And that Malacia was coming back, Luke Shaw's coming back. At the end of the day, we're now in almost approaching March. Malacia is nowhere to be seen. Luke Shaw is injured yet again. Wan-Bissaka has now been out, so we only have one fit fullback. I just don't get how stingy the club was on getting a fullback. It makes 0 sense. We only have one fully fit fullback, and that's Dallo. What happens if we go deep into the FA Cup? I'm sure Wan-Bissaka will be back, but it's just not It's not acceptable in my personal opinion. Happy with the win. Big up Rich Sports. Big up Rich Sports. We always make it hard for ourselves, making it. Well, but this is the thing. You know, like I said, we score those 1v1 opportunities. There's no problem. But it isn't easy to get Kent Egg. Exactly. That's why I said it's not easy to go there. Liverpool got a draw there. You know, so at the end of the day, we beat Luton home and away. Some teams can't do that. Some teams can't do that. Some teams can't do that. Young players outshine the more experienced again. Well, questions have to be said about certain leaders. I think in that team, I definitely hear that. I definitely hear that. But if we just go looking at the table here, guys, that's the key thing here, really. United 3 points away, because hopefully, and this is if Arsenal and City do their jobs, which they will. City are going to be going through, and I suspect Arsenal will be going through as well. If they do their jobs, you're gonna see the likelihood is that the 5th place will be a Champions League space for next season. 5th spot is the key. I mean, I would love to go push for top 4. We are only 5 points behind Villa, and Villa and Spurs have to play. Villa and Spurs have got to play. So you know that one of them two is going to drop points. I doubt it's going to be a draw. Someone's going to win. So someone's going to drop points. Villa and Spurs also have to play City, Arsenal, and Liverpool. So, you know, you get top 4, in my opinion, if United can beat one of these guys. I think. Top 4, 5. If we can get a dub from one of these teams, then you never know. You never know. You never know. And obviously, Liverpool and Arsenal are going to be at Old Trafford. City's away. But even City away, we've beaten City at the Etihad before. It's still in Manchester. So, you know, we have the better side of the fixtures. But, you know, has Old Trafford really been much of a fortress? But regardless, when you look at the form of the top 6 sides, Arsenal obviously have brilliant form, won the last 5, City last 4, but Manchester United, where, you know, the 4th best team in the league in form. Obviously, Liverpool got a loss, so we're doing good for form right now, guys. And obviously, with Fulham at Old Trafford, you don't know what's going to happen. I mean, Spurs, I think the Chelsea game's been postponed because of the final. So is that midweek? It's supposed to be midweek? I don't know. But again, this is the key game here. Let me quickly look at. I think if we rank 9th in the league this season, I would say Højlund's top 5 behind Haaland, Son, Tony, and maybe Watkins and Isak, but it's mostly age and experience. To be honest, in Spurs and City's team, and even Brentford's team, they create for the striker. You know, you've got to when you take into the context sort of that, like, we just don't we struggle to create for our number 9s, and historically we have. So with what Højlund has been able to, because that first goal, for example, that's not created. That's Højlund working hard to get into that position. The second goal, again, I think it's Højlund. The cross comes in, he's able to just use his body to get the ball into the net. You know, other than that, how much do we really create for the guy? These teams, Villa, Brentford, Spurs, etc., they actually create for their number 9s. I don't think we create enough. Mainly was good. It's more the seniors. Shaw's injury concern, exactly. Hopefully, Shaw's a precaution. Need a new left back. Yeah. I to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised with Shaw if we hear that he was rushed back. I think he was rushed back personally. But we'll see. Yeah, we could have used him. We just finished our 1v1s. We should, well, exactly what I'm saying. It's what I'm saying. And that's been the case for quite a few games this season, is that people say we're not good, but actually, if we're clinical, you know, that's, you know, we need, and it can't just be on Højlund. It can't just be on Garnacho. Even Rashford, you know, where's the clinical aspect of Marcus Rashford? You know what I mean? You know, so that's that's the difference. That's the difference in my personal opinion. You know, being clinical. You know, in the Champions League, we actually were clinical. It's just defensive, and the goalkeeper just wasn't good. But in the Premier League, it's a lack of clinical threat, and you can see that by the fact that when you look at the goals that we scored, we've got a goal difference of 1. You know, we've only scored 35 goals, which you got to scroll down. I think Liverpool, Arsenal, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. Okay, West Ham, but even West Ham have scored more goals. You know, you got to go down to 12th place Fulham to see a team that scored about the same amount of goals as we had. And still, Bournemouth, they've still got a game to play. Brentford, 35, 32. So really and truly, you know, we've only scored, what, 35? But you have to go to almost, like, Luton have scored 34 goals despite playing a game less. So really and truly, you're having to look at the bottom 16 types in terms of the amount of goals scored. So whatever people can complain about Onana, they can complain about the defense and complain about those issues. But the reality is our goal scoring has not been good enough this season. There is no reason why Manchester United, when we're paying a lot of these attackers hundreds of thousands of pounds a week, why United should be in the bottom 5 for goal scorers. Because we're not that much better. I mean, Everton 26, and then Luton better. Nottingham Forest, Crystal Palace, Bournemouth again. They've got an extra game in hand. Nottingham, you know, so you're essentially in the bottom 5, bottom 6. And people don't like to talk about this because when the goal scorers get the goals, like, yeah, awesome. But the reality is, overall, the attacking play, the goals from this team has not been good enough this season. It's not. It's not. Lindelof isn't good enough in his, he's not, let alone another position. I agree with you, Rich. Hopefully buy Frimpong in the summer. Yeah, that'd be a good buy. Be a good buy. Villa plays. Yeah, I hope it's well. It doesn't withdraw or loss because at the end of the day, you know, I said top 5 should hopefully be enough. Top five should hopefully be enough. So I think we can push for 5th, and then just hope that the British English teams do well to secure that position. But you know, potentially we can push for 4th. I see Spurs and Villa slipping up again. And I think the key is, can United get any dubs against Cities, against Liverpool's, against Arsenal? Possibly. We'll see what happens. Positives to be dad, yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Sir Massey, hope you're doing well, Sir Massey. You blocked me on Twitter, Sir Massey. Why did you block me on Twitter, Sir Massey? When I messaged you, it wasn't it wasn't hate or anything like that. It was just, I just don't understand what's going on at Bayern Munich. And you know me, I was a big Nagelsmann fan. That made me support Bayern. I did not like the way that Bayern Munich treated Nagelsmann. So there is a part of me that is enjoying what's happened to Bayern Munich right now. Just like with Chelsea, because I like Graham Potter and Nagelsmann as young coaches, and felt that they were treated badly by their respective clubs. So I don't have any ill will. I don't have any sympathy for Chelsea right now, because they replaced him with a fraud manager in Poch, who's doing worse than Potter, and Bayern Munich replaced Nagelsmann with a fraud manager in Tuchel, who's also doing worse. You know, so it is what it is. You know, it is what it is. I knew that it would happen to both clubs, and it's happened. Like I said, it would happen to both clubs, because the issue is not those managers per se, but the structures above them. You know, but I was called a hater and a fraud. So there you go. Watkins gets chances. He does, exactly. No, I don't for Silver Kane. Garnacho, he had his worst game. Yeah, I mean, what I want to see is the decision making with Garnacho. It's decision making with Garnacho. That's the key thing. Garnacho's decision making is, Garnacho's decision making is still not that good. much like with Rashford, it needs work, it needs improvement, but we'll see what happens. Let me just quickly get. I'm just gonna see if I can find my player ratings. 2 seconds, everybody. So I usually bought it from the United States. Actually, they're good, but have a look. 2 seconds. But I mean, what I will say though is that while I sort this out for Manchester United supposedly having their worst season ever in history, we're not doing too bad. We're not doing for apparently we're having our worst ever season for 50 years. Manchester United aren't doing too bad. 5th place for your worst ever season, right? You know, it's fascinating to me how despite, yes, I know we need a trophy. United needs a trophy, but when I look at, say, a team like Chelsea who have spent £1 billion and their fans are content with them actually being in 10th place, they're saying that 10th place is a process. They're saying that 10th place is a process. United, no matter how bad we've been, have never, ever, 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 ever been mid-table. Top 6, top 5, sure, but like 10th, 11th, no. That's not Manchester United. We are not a mid-table club. Chelsea a mid-table club, but we are not a mid-table club. That's just how it is. Let me quickly get the player ratings out. Okay, and I'm gonna share with this. Here we go. Okay, do that. Share this tab. Awesome. Okay, awesome. Now, before I get into it, let me just quickly read some comments before I go. Yeah, we need. Yeah. Arsenal are looking good. Arsenal looking very, very good. I'm actually worried about them coming to Old Trafford. I am worried about Arsenal coming to Old Trafford. Because Arsenal looking very, 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 very good. Very good. Wait, Chelsea have scored more? Damn, they have. Yeah. That's saying something. As bad as Chelsea have been, because they've got a goal difference of 1, but they've scored more goals than we have. Damn. That's saying something. How have, like, United's got 35 goals, Chelsea have 42. So whatever we say when we're talking about, I mean, okay, in fairness, 5, 6 of those goals were against 9-man Spurs. So maybe they probably are close to being level with us. But still, it's amazing, you know. So it just goes to show you just how the lack of quality in our attack this season shouldn't be underestimated, because like I said, people are going to blame the guy to the right of me of him not being good enough, etc. But the reality is, if we were scoring more than we were conceding, way more, if we were scoring the goals that other teams in the league were doing, then it probably wouldn't make much of a difference. It wouldn't. Mainu still best midfielder. HOJLUND finally arrived. Rashford still trash. We need to create more. Chance point. Looks like he's the only one who can score. Garnacho, Rashford. Yeah. Well, Garnacho couldn't score, but Rashford's one needs to step up. He does. Free Kane. As massive. I don't discuss Bayern anymore. Never. Yeah, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. It's not. What's your stance on Ashworth? Well, I hope you're going to get my man Tom on to do a show about it. We're going to discuss about it as well. 20 million is quite a bit for compensation. He's got to be good. 20 million is compensation. I think Newcastle just being petulant with the fact that Shrewsbury said he wants out. But yeah, I mean, 20 million is quite a bit. So I don't know, but we'll see what happens. So let's go to the player ratings. Onana, yeah, I'll give a 6. I'll give a 6 for Onana today. I don't think he did particularly impressive today. I don't think the goal was necessarily his fault. I mean, I think he has to come for it. I took a deflection off. He has to come for it. I think, it is what it is. But he at least, I think, the thing is, I think the winning that we're doing, the fact that we're winning games, we're building a sort of confidence. I think that is, I think that will be doing well for his confidence. I think that'll be doing really well for his confidence. So yeah, I'll give Onana a 6 right now. Obviously, guys, let me know what your thoughts on the player ratings in the comments as well. Dallo's been good. Dallo give a 7 today. I don't know why people gave him a 6 today. And I maybe not on his best game, but I think people need to realize that he is essentially our only fully fit fullback. This guy is playing week in, week out, week in, week out. His professionalism, his attitude, etc. I don't know why people are. I judge Dallo differently. I'm not saying if he has a stinker, then fine, okay. But the reality is, like, he's basically played almost every single game. He is arguably our most important player. If he gets fit, who are we playing at fullback? You're gonna have to start playing Amrabat, Lindelof, maybe Casemiro. I don't know. We need this guy. So for me, I gave him a 7. I give him a 7. Varane, I don't think the defense is especially from what I saw. I gave him a 6. Some say 6, 7. I don't think they did anything particularly special today, personally. Pretty much in blocks, but yeah. Maguire was getting outdone for pace quite a few times. But we won the game. I'll give him a 6. I mean, people said 5. I don't like giving I don't think he had a disaster class for performance, personally. Yes, he was getting outdone for pace, but at the end of the day, we won the game. And I still think that Maguire's threat is in the box. I don't think people appreciate the fact that when crosses, corners, and things come in, having the height of Maguire is really, really, really useful. But if there was a 5.5 option, I'd give that, but it is what it is. Sure, I mean, he's come off. I'll just say 5. He's injured again. I just think that, to be honest, it's over, in my personal opinion. It's over for sure at Manchester United, in my personal opinion. He's a good player when he's fit, but he's not fit. Mason Mount, Malacia, injury prone. I just think that, especially when you get injured so young, which is what happened to Shaw, you're just going to get the repeated injuries over and over again. The injury record of both players, our left back, is so we just don't have a consistent. Like, we need someone like Dallo on that side. We do, and we've not had a consistently fit left back in goodness knows how long. We've not. Maybe try Alvaro. I don't know, but we can't go into next season, I'm sorry, with Sean and Malacia and hoping inshallah that it'll work. We can't do this anymore. We can't. Casemiro, yeah, I think Casemiro 6. I'll give Casemiro 6. Again, not his best game. A lot of low scores for these people, but we won the games. I don't really get what people are giving these low scores for. Mainu, I'll give Mainu a 7. Guy is our talent, man. Mainu is him. Mainu is that guy. Mainu is that guy. He is that guy. I don't know what would. I genuinely don't know. I mean, if he'd been fit again, if he'd been fit from the beginning of the season, who knows? We might still be in the Champions League. We might be in top 4. Like, I'm not saying he's perfect yet, but we at least have some balance in the midfield. We at least have someone who can ball, who can give us something. We can do something with him. You know what I mean? We can do something. Mainu, like, again and again, because he's still a kid. He's still 18. Like, you don't even know the fact that this kid is 18, and yet he's so composed. He's often better. He's often better than some of our more senior players. So he's giving consistently solid performances, and hopefully he can go from strength to strength, and hopefully he can remain fit, because we rely on this guy. Because if Mainu gets injured, you're going back to Casemiro and maybe Ericsson or maybe McTominay, and they just don't have the ball control like that Mainu does, in my personal opinion. So yeah, Mainu solid 7. Bruno 5. Bruno is an enigma, and I'll leave it at that. Bruno is an enigma, and I will leave it at that. I don't think he's had, and it's weird because Mainu's performances are almost exposing Bruno's, in my personal opinion. I'm like, how is it that this guy can perform to this well, but you can't? Yeah, I think that Harry Maguire got a lot of criticism for his performances because he was captain, and rightly so, last season. But Bruno is captain, and he's really not doing that much better. He's really not. In fact, I make an argument that if Lisandro was fit, or even Casemiro was fit, I'd give or Varane, because I'd give the armbands to those three. I would. He's just not been good enough, and do you give him a new contract? I'm not sure. Garnacho, I'm gonna give Garnacho. I'll give Garnacho a solid 6. I don't know why people are rating these guys so low. We won the game. I don't like rating people below 5. If we won the game, it doesn't make sense. Like, come on, guys, come on. We won the game. We won the game at the end of the day. But he's still young. Yes, his decision making is not good, but again, he's a young player. Again, he's important he got the assist for HOJLUND, I think one of the goals. Like, at the end of the day, he's contributed far more than Rashford has. Let's keep a stack. It's him and HOJLUND that are basically pushing us to top 4 in terms of their goal contributions. Make of that what you will. Rashford, again, I'm not going to dwell on it. Apparently, PSG won Marcus Rashford. All I'll say is that if PSG won Marcus Rashford, we should certainly, depending on how much they offer, I don't know. We should certainly listen to see what the offer is what I would say. HOJLUND, let's get my man HOJLUND got a brace. Let's give him an 8, man. Big up HOJLUND, man. Young player, 13 goals, no competition this season. He's gonna get my goal of task of 15. He's almost there. If he can get 20, amazing. But if he gets 15, I am happy. 15 goals in all competitions for a young striker is fantastic, especially someone that people wrote off as not good enough in the Premier League, finish, washed, all the rest of it. He said be quiet, haters. He has actually said goodbye, shush to the haters. He has, and long may it continue. And hopefully he scores again. And we've got Philip at Old Trafford, an opportunity to get another goal or 2. So big up my man HOJLUND. For me, it's probably between him, Mainu, and yeah, I think Evans came on. I mean, Lindelof, nah. 5. Actually, no, I'll give him a 6. That's harsh because he's not a left back. He's not for Jevons for sure. He's really not. But he was able to. He sort of did an okay job. I don't really hate Lindelof, but we can't have him as a backup left back. Evans is. I love Evans, man. Evans has been a rock. He doesn't have the pace. But he still has the intelligence, Johnny Evans, man. He still has the intelligence, Johnny Evans, man, and has rescued us a few times this season. Now, of course, I don't think you give him you extend his deal or anything like that, because we need to actually buy a centre back in the summer. I mean, if you think of it, we probably need to buy a centre back. We need to buy another fullback, and I'd argue we still need to buy another striker. And then we need to sort the Sanchez situation. But big up to Johnny Evans. McTominay, came on, did his thing, is what it is. Amrabat likewise came on, that's what it is. Ten Hag today, I give him Ten Hag a 7. 6? We won the game. I don't think we won the game. Like, what was specifically, like, people are just haters, man. People are haters. They really, really are. They really, really are. But I think I give my man the match. I'll give it to my man HOJLUND, man. HOJLUND's my guy. Another brace, confidence, pushing us to top 4. Big him up. Big HOJLUND up, man. Let's have a quick little comments, and then we're going to be out of here. Let's have a look. Yeah, I would actually like to ask your opinion on the same. Should Old Trafford be revamped, or should we build a new stadium on the same land, just like Sir Jim is suggesting? Which is cheaper? Or which will make United more money? I don't know. Is the answer? Because for me, at the end of the day, if revamping Old Trafford is going to be more expensive than building a new stadium, a more up-to-date, sophisticated stadium, because when people say revamp, I'm like, well, what do you mean? Do you mean actually making it world-class, or do you mean maintenance? Okay, because I've been to Old Trafford, and Old Trafford is not a modern stadium. It really is not. It's not. It's really not. It needs a lot of work. So if it's going to be really expensive, because bear in mind, if revamping Old Trafford is really expensive, that's going to affect the team. That's going to affect the club. So you spend all that money, we're not going to be able to buy suitable players. We're not going to be able to potentially challenge for things. So people got to bear that in mind, potentially for years. Just like when Arsenal moved from Highbury to the Emirates, where they are now, it affected them. So we got to think about it. It's like, okay, you stay in Old Trafford, you revamp it and all the rest of it. But what is it? Which is going to cost more? Whatever happens, it's going to affect the team. But I just fear that because if it's just maintenance and it's more expensive, maintaining which is going to be more expensive, then you might as well just go and just build a new stadium if that's cheaper, but you're going to get more modern facilities. Maybe it's Wi-Fi in the stadium, or heating, or better plumbing, different things. Because sometimes it costs, on old structures, it costs more money to actually revamp it than it actually does to actually just build something new. Yeah, we are 2024. We can see, exactly, for Nana. Boxers, I thought Evans' man match with Maine and Hunt also shouts, I agree. So this is breaking news. Sky Sports report Newcastle put Ashraf on gardening leave. Have they? Or is that just a joke? Maybe they have. Evans is the real captain in the squad. He leads, communicates. Evans is definitely up there. I'd say there's a few. I'd say Evans, Lisandro, possibly Shaw when he's back. But Evans definitely. Ganacho's weak link. He's too greedy. Yeah, but like I said, he's still young. He's still young. That's this. I don't put a lot of, it's not right for Manchester United to be relying on Rasmus, Garnacho, and Mainu to be carrying these guys to top 4. It should be, as you said, the Evanses, the Brunos, etc. Players with experience that should be doing that. It's not right for the youngsters to do it. It's just not. Rashford looks better since the trip to Ireland, but he looks a bit better, but it's still far from where it was last season. Far, far. But it is what it is. Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. Really, really appreciate it. Hope you like the show. Remember, if you're new to the channel, to like, subscribe to Red Devil Studio, follow us on Twitter at We United, and smash the notification button. We will be back. Obviously, I think United are obviously playing Fulham, obviously FA Cup as well. Make sure that you follow us on Twitch, also on TikTok. Links in the description. shorts channel, etc. as well. I've tried to post more content, more content as it goes. Well, I have been quite busy, so it's difficult for me to go live certain times. Hopefully, me and Tom will be back doing a show to kind of explain more about the ENEOS plans and discussions and things, so to educate you guys, which would be really, really good as well. But yeah, so they say revamp would be between Edgemont and Jimbo, but you're saying would be exactly 1.5 to 2. So revamp would be 8 to what, but New Zealand would be 1.5 to 2 bill. I guess the question is, even though the revamp will be cheaper, is that maintenance though? Like, what by revamping it, are they gonna modernize it, or are they just maintaining it? Like, put in a few seats, more seats, maybe, fix some plumbing, put a nice gloss of paint, that type of thing, as opposed to actually like, no, we're gonna actually like put in like a TV in the stadium so people can see what's going on, heated seats, Wi-Fi, like actually modernize, the concourse, actually modernize it. I don't know. But anyway, guys, it's been a pleasure. Stay tuned for more content. Have a nice day and cheers. Peace.